ready to explore the cutting edge of genomics research.
I'm game if you are.
Let's do it. Today we're diving into the Charge Investigator Meeting in Rotterdam.
Charge. Always a hotbed of fascinating research.
So for those who might not be familiar, what exactly is Charge?
So Charge stands for Cohorts for Heart and Aging Research in Genomic Epidemiology.
Okay, that's a mouthful.
It is, but it accurately captures the essence of what they're all about, basically using massive data sets to understand how our genes influence our health as we age.
Got it. They're tackling the big stuff, then heart disease, Alzheimer's, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Those complex conditions that are influenced by not just one gene, but the interplay of hundreds, even thousands of genes, along with lifestyle and environmental factors.
Right. It's never just one thing, is it? It's like this intricate puzzle they're trying to piece together.
Precisely. And that's where the beauty of Charge comes in. They bring together these massive studies, sometimes with millions of participants, to untangle those intricate relationships.
Millions of participants. Wow, that's a lot of data. So tell me more about this Rotterdam meeting. What's the vibe like there?
Think of it as a scientific melting pot. You've got researchers from all over the world coming together to share their latest findings, collaborate on new projects. It's buzzing with energy.
I bet. And this year it was held in October at the Rotterdam Hilton, right?
That's right. A great venue for a meeting of the minds.
So walk us through the agenda. What were some of the highlights this year?
Well, they had a packed schedule, as always, with workshops, working group sessions, keynote speeches, and even a poster blitz.
A poster blitz. That sounds intense.
It is, in the best way possible. It's like speed dating for researchers, a chance to present their work in a fast-paced, engaging way.
I love it. But let's back up a bit. Before we delve into the nitty-gritty of the research, tell me about some of the big names who graced the stage this year.
Well, one keynote speaker who always draws a crowd is Anna Kotkin.
Oh, I know her work. She's doing some really groundbreaking stuff on kidney disease, right?
Exactly. She's a leading researcher from Freiburg and Johns Hopkins University, and her team is using these large-scale genomic studies to identify genes that might make someone more susceptible to kidney problems.
Kidney disease is such a growing concern, especially as we age. So her research could have a huge impact.
Absolutely. Imagine being able to identify people at risk even before they have any symptoms. It could revolutionize the way we approach prevention and treatment.
Early detection is key with so many conditions. Who else stole the show?
Yuri Alchenko from GSK gave a fascinating talk on how they're using these huge genetic data sets to develop new drugs.
So using our DNA as a blueprint to design more effective treatments.
Precisely. It's all about personalized medicine, tailoring treatments to an individual's genetic makeup.
That's the future of medicine right there.
Yeah.
Any other big names we should have on our radar?
Paul Franks from Lund University, he's a leading expert in cardiometabolic diseases, and he gave a really insightful presentation on using genetics to predict and prevent things like heart attacks and strokes.
Okay, so we've got kidney disease, drug development, heart health, all covered. This meeting is already sounding like a whirlwind of scientific progress.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Bring it on. Now let's dive into some of the specific research that was presented. Anything particularly mind-blowing?
Absolutely. One study that caught my eye was by Ana Luisa Arruda. Her team was looking at the connection between type 2 diabetes and other health problems.
Okay, so not just diabetes itself, but the domino effect it can have on other aspects of our health.
Exactly. And they found that some genes that increase your risk for type 2 diabetes might also make you more susceptible to other conditions like problems with your muscles and bones, respiratory issues, even mental health conditions.
Wow, so it's really about seeing the whole person, not just treating one condition in isolation.
Precisely. This research highlights the need for a more holistic approach to healthcare, one that considers the interconnectedness of all these different systems in our bodies.
It's a game changer for sure. Okay, that's one fascinating study down. What else blew your mind at this meeting of the minds?
Well, Jar de Vries presented some really thought-provoking research on something called transcription stress.
Transcription stress. Okay, you're going to have to break that one down for me.
So imagine your DNA as this busy construction site, constantly buzzing with activity. Transcription is basically the process of copying instructions from our DNA to build proteins, the building blocks of our bodies.
Got it. So what's transcription stress then?
Sometimes during this copying process, mistakes happen, kind of like typos in the instruction manual.
Okay, and those typos can cause problems.
Exactly. These errors can damage our DNA, and de Vries' research suggests that this damage might actually contribute to frailty as we age.
Hold on. You're saying those aches and pains we start to feel as we get older, that could be linked to these tiny DNA errors.
That's the theory they're exploring, and it's a fascinating avenue for potential interventions. If we can find ways to reduce or repair this DNA damage, it could have a huge impact on healthy aging.
Mind blown. Okay, from diabetes complications to DNA typos causing frailty, this meeting is full of surprises. What other research gems can you share?
Well, one that stood out was presented by Aman Agab. The team is working on improving the way we predict the impact of genetic variations.
So it's like having a crystal ball that can tell you if your genes are planning any unpleasant surprises.
In a way, yes, but it's not about predicting the future with 100% certainty. It's about identifying those who might be at higher risk so we can intervene early or even prevent the disease altogether.
That's incredible. It's like preventative health care, targeting treatment before the problem even arises. What other cutting-edge research caught your attention?
Jihi Han's research on blood clotting was particularly intriguing. They're identifying genetic factors that can make someone more prone to blood clots, which can lead to serious conditions like stroke and heart attacks.
Blood clotting. It's one of those things that's essential for life but can turn dangerous really quickly, right?
Precisely. And by understanding the genetic factors involved, Han's team is hoping to develop more targeted treatments and prevention strategies.
From predicting disease to potentially preventing it, the implications of this research are huge. But let's not forget, this meeting wasn't just about individual researchers working in silos. Tell me about the collaborative power of the CHARGE working groups.
That's one of the things that makes CHARGE so unique, this collaborative spirit. They have these dedicated working groups, each focusing on a specific area of research related to heart and aging.
So it's like a scientific dream team, combining expertise from different areas to tackle these complex problems.
Exactly. You've got groups dedicated to everything from thyroid function and diabetes to hemostasis, which is the study of blood clotting.
Fascinating.
And it doesn't stop there. They also have groups looking at anthropometry, which is the study of human body measurements, adiposity or body fat, and proteomics, which focuses on the proteins in our bodies.
Wow, they're really covering a lot of ground.
They are. And don't even get me started on neurology, renal function, coronary heart disease. They've got it all covered.
It's like a well-oiled machine, each part contributing to the bigger picture of understanding how our genes influence our health as we age.
A very accurate analogy.
But hold on, you mentioned something called a poster blitz earlier.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
Yes, the poster blitz. Imagine a room buzzing with energy, crammed with posters showcasing the latest research, and researchers eagerly sharing their findings with anyone who'll listen.
Sounds like a scientific trade show, but with less swag and more groundbreaking discoveries.
Exactly. It's all about rapid-fire presentations and networking, a chance for researchers to get feedback on their work, spark new collaborations, and maybe even enjoy a glass of wine or two while they're at it.
Networking and knowledge sharing, two essential ingredients for scientific progress. Any posters or presentations that particularly piqued your interest?
Absolutely. Lilius McGuire's work on palonidal disease was a great example of how genetic research can lead to direct benefits for patients.
Okay, from genes to treatments, tell me more.
So she started with a genome-wide association study, basically scanning the entire genome to find genetic variations linked to the disease. But here's a really cool part. Her research has progressed all the way to designing a clinical trial based on those findings.
That's amazing. It's like seeing the research journey from start to finish, from identifying the genetic culprits to developing potential treatments.
It really is remarkable. And then there was Musin Ganbari's work on plasma extracellular microRNAs, those tiny molecules that can switch genes on or off.
MicroRNAs, those are fascinating. What did he discover?
His research is shedding light on how these tiny molecules might be involved in a whole range of diseases, adding another layer to our understanding of how our genes influence our health.
Incredible. And what about that ambitious Genome of Europe project you mentioned earlier? What's that all about?
That was Jeroen van Rooij's presentation. It's a massive undertaking aiming to create the most comprehensive map yet of genetic variation across different populations in Europe.
That sounds like a colossal effort, but the potential benefits are huge.
Absolutely. This kind of data will be invaluable for researchers studying the genetics of disease, developing new treatments, and even understanding human migration patterns throughout history.
This Rotterdam meeting is sounding more and more impressive by the minute. It seems like a real melting pot of ideas, collaborations, and cutting-edge research.
It certainly was. It highlights just how far the field of genomics has come, especially when it comes to understanding the complex interplay between our genes and our health as we age.
I'm already eager to hear more about the groundbreaking research that came out of those dedicated working group sessions.
Oh, we've just scratched the surface.
Well, we'll save that for our next episode.